Good afternoon and welcome to Lee Judges TV. Arsenal 2, Nottingham Forest 1. Chaos, I'm going to say it now, chaos before the game. No one could get into the game. And I'll tell you what, after that, maybe we shouldn't have got into the game because at the end of it, hanging on at the end, should have won by probably a little bit more with the amount of play. But substitutions make a difference. I thought when they made their substitutions, Forest come into the game. And I'll be honest, at the end of it, I was glad to hear the final whistle. So at the end of it, we've got 3 points, scrappy 3 points. We've got a couple of Forest fans here as well. But we'll get on to them in a minute. Dan, what was your feeling on it first?
Yeah, very similar. Yeah, I've got to say, that was an absolute shambles at the start, trying to get in the ground. I was lucky I got in there at 11:30, so I thought, do you know what, I predict this is going to be a nightmare getting in here. Knowing this club like I do, changing things last minute, day one of the new season, let's get in early. And I was just looking out there and I thought, actually, I feel sorry for all these lads trying to get in now. We've got 15 minutes till the kick-off's supposed to be and no one can get in. 40,000 people apparently trying to get in 15 minutes towards the game. Absolute shambles. Anyway, I thought the game, if I'm honest, was going to start like that. I thought it was going to be like, we're not going to win today. You know when sometimes things happen like that, Lee, you just think this ain't going to work. But I thought we controlled the first half. I thought we were really good, particularly in possession of the football. I thought everybody in the first half had a really, really good game. And I just think we proved why Martinelli and SAKA were so important to us in that first half. Yeah. That SAKA goal was outstanding, you know. Where I was sitting, and probably where David Daw was sitting, to be fair, absolutely superb. Great goal. Martinelli as well. What skill that was for the first Eddie goal. That was outstanding. But the second half, Lee, I can't lie to you, mate. I was a little bit disappointed. You know, I thought that we completely switched off. I thought Forest coming into the game. I thought they made their substitutions well. And I have to say, the last 5-10 minutes of the game, when they brought Wood and Chiarte on, I'm thinking, they're going to lump this long. We know where it's going. They're going to try and take a point. And maybe they could on a different day, but we got to win and we just got to say, fair play, we did it. You know what I'm saying?
Like Martinelli, a little bit of skill for that first goal, and SAKA, they are the difference. They are the difference. I've got to say, Eddie as well. I'm going to say about Eddie today, like, you know, he gets a lot of stick. But again, he walks off that pitch, and you don't turn around and say, "Oh, we missed Jesus today." I thought he done well. Took his goal really well, but lovely bit of skill from Martinelli. But Martinelli and SAKA don't make a difference.
Listen, I thought the pair of them were class, and they're going to prove why they're class this season. You know, I thought Erdegaard, he was superb on the ball as well today. Eddie Nketiah gives a lot of energy and a lot of intensity, right? I can't knock him for that. And he got his goal and he took it well. Listen, Kai Havertz today, a lot of people, I think he was knackered towards the end. I was surprised. Worked hard. I was surprised he stayed on. I don't know what Trossard has got to do to get in his side, mate, because when he came on, I thought he was sensational. I was really surprised not to see him start today. But the difference for me, Lee, what I'm seeing now, when we're in stature of this team now, Declan Rice, Ben White, Thomas Partey, you know, Kai Havertz now coming into the side. We've got Saliba there, all over 6 foot. We ain't had that for a long time. You know, it weren't long ago at the Emirates we were seeing 5'10" players running around. You know what I mean? So we've got some stature in this side now at the moment. And I think when Nottingham Forest were putting their big lumps on, I was thinking, oh dear, but we can handle that now. So I thought it was good today. 3 points, we move on. In
saying that, for all those Arsenal stars out there, it looked like at the end of it that I'm going to say it, that Forest could have been worthy of a point. Why didn't Forest start like that? Why is it towards the end? And because at the end of the day, if you'd have probably gone a bit 20 minutes earlier than that, who knows?
Well, the first half, I said, was poor. And that second half completely changed the game. I think when we brought Anton Angler on, him and Antonio one knee, we thought, like I said,
it made a difference.
Made a massive difference. The pace. We was lacking the pace. We know Brennan's fast, but Anton Angler, he is rapid. Yeah. And if he was an extra 10 minutes, that could have stayed 2-2. But fair play to Arsenal. 2 great goals from SAKA and Eddie Nketiah. So, listen, you were lucky. You were lucky. But listen, we'll take it on the chin and move on to next.
Yeah, move on. I've got to say, the fans again, big up to them. Like, made a lot of noise in there. What was your thoughts there? Because I think at the end of the day, if you'd have said like half time, maybe you'd have said, oh, it could be 3 or 4. At the end of it, like, it was a tight game.
Well, first off, the cyber attack by Nottingham Forest at the start of the game didn't work because you all got in the stadium. So we actually added time on at the start of the game, which I don't think FIFA have thought about. We were then hoping for half an hour at the end, but for 70 minutes, it was genuinely a routine home win for, if you like, a Big Six club against a relegation battle. Yeah,
Big 4.
Yeah, sorry, Lee.
Say it again.
Yeah, edit that bit out. So it was all very... At half-time, I kind of thought, please don't let it be like 5-0 like it was last year, because it could easily have gone really badly for us. The game swiveled and pivoted on one unbelievably quick run that took not only Arsenal by surprise, but it took all of us in that away end by surprise. It was a fantastic moment. And from then on, it was just all encouragement for us. I came here, I said to Dan Only, I thought Arsenal would win really comfortably. Yeah. But for Nottingham Forest, who finished 16th last year, to stress test a Champions League qualifier and a genuine title contender, for that, there's so much encouragement for us. My first thought walking out, Lee, is we can stay up. And it backed up what he said on our show on Thursday night about that fight and that spirit in Nottingham Forest. I hoped that it wouldn't drop off after the novelty of the first season back in the Premier League. But if we can play like that, our lads should take so much credit away from that. I think the first 70 minutes and that kind of slightly tepid opening burnt so many times away from home last year. You know, we took some fearful beatings away from home last year. So I think the mental scars of that were there, but there's so much to take away from that. I'm disappointed that we've lost. I'm always disappointed when Nottingham Forest lose. But to come here to a really progressive, developing, powerful team like this, and to be in the game for so long, and then to even dream of getting something out of it, there's so much for us to work with. What we have to do now is we have to now go and beat Sheffield United on Friday night. That is a crucial game. This was a nice to have.
Yeah. And listen, I hope that you do, and I think that Forest will survive quite comfortably this season. I was very impressed with them. Russ?
Good afternoon, Lee.
Good afternoon, like, you know what I mean? I'm going to be honest. I'm a little bit down after that performance. I didn't think it was very, very good. Not really much to encourage.
It was a bit flat, wasn't it? It was a bit flat in the second half. We got the 2 goals, which were 2 individual,
bits of brilliance.
Bits of brilliance, which got us ahead. And then we just seemed to lose our way a little bit. I think we just lost a bit physically in the second half. I think the substitutions we needed maybe a little bit earlier. We got this 70-minute thing going on the game.
I thought we should have made the change when they made their changes. Gabriel should have come on.
I think so. And
hindsight's a wonderful thing, though.
What was their quick play? Was it Alanga? Was it?
There are 2 players that come on, caused us all sorts of problems.
When he first made the run, I went, wow, that boy's quick.
Scored against us last year at the Seaground.
He did, and he was. I have to give Forest enormous credit. I thought they were stuck in the game when they were getting a little bit bullied in the first half. A lot of possession for us. We never had that cutting edge. I think we missed Jesus terribly today. That little bit of movement up front and that link-up play.
We don't look as free-flowing with Eddie.
We don't look as free-flowing with Eddie. As good as the goal was, he doesn't have that other side to his game. Overall, though, the defending was quite good. Saliba was good again. White was good again. Odegaard, I thought, was phenomenal. The work rate, Odegaard was absolutely unreal. But just nothing going on, nothing to
they
get
kept
around.
themselves in the game. Yeah, if to give them credit for that,
they kept their shape. They kept their shape, and they stopped us from getting around the sides. They managed us well in the game, and then we just seemed to lose a bit of impetus. And then as soon as goals change games, don't they? Goals. When you get a goal like that, all of a sudden you think, Jesus, like we're in a game now, and you start to panic a little bit. And I think our fans started to panic a little bit, and our players started to panic a little bit, and some of the decisions weren't as good as they were in the first half when we was in control.
What about the new signings today? Declan Rice, I thought he impressed.
He's a Rolls Royce.
Yeah.
He's a Rolls.
I was impressed.
I was so looking forward to him playing. He weren't at his best today,
but he still looked good.
Still good enough.
Yeah,
still well good enough to play for his football club. That sort of player I've been crying out for donkey's years, Lee, as you well know, in my opinion, on the sort of signings we should have been making over the years.
I'm not happy with Partey being right back though. He got skinned a few times there, and in the end, had to change it.
Yeah, I don't understand why wasn't Gabriel playing from the start? Was he injured, or we don't know all the ins and outs?
No, we don't know. You know what I mean? It looks a bit more tactical and all that, and I think
he was punishing him a little bit for the little error he made against City, where he sort of dropped off a little bit, and Tierney got skinned, and he was a bit slow getting out, I thought, in that game, and perhaps he got punished for that. You're going to get a little slap on the wrist there, son, and you're going to have to do better. And maybe some of that involved.
I'm looking at this Nottingham Forest away kit, like, you know, and I thought Anne was bad, you know what I mean? Like, but come on.
No comment.
What's going on with this away kit? No sponsor, blue and white. Come on, what's going on?
They're not paying us enough.
They're not paying you enough. Like, what do you think of that today? You must be pleased.
I'm pretty pleased, yeah. Coming into the game, I had virtually zero confidence that Forest to get anything from it. First half, I felt Forest were tepid. Coming to a place like the Emirates, you know you're going to be under a lot of pressure. You know Arsenal are going to dominate the ball. Forest couldn't get out. Losing that first goal and the second so quickly, I thought confidence might go. But when they come out in the second half, a change of emphasis. The keeper was kicking it long for the big guys up front. got a foot in the game. Just put Arsenal under a little bit of pressure, got them thinking about what they were doing at the back. Arsenal perhaps took the foot off it just a touch as well, and I think that got us back into the game. The substitutions were crucial, putting the big guys on up front. Last season at 2-0, the team would have lost confidence. They would have conceded again and again.
Yeah, a little bit more experience.
As the 5-0s and the 6-0s at City showed. But today, they put the big guys on. There was that emphasis to go forward, to try and get back in the game. And I think they've got to adopt that going forward. And we might just stick in games longer. The one thing that was pleasing, despite conceding those early goals, they kept the shape, they kept at it, and believed at a point that they could get back into the game.
I've got to ask a question. Matty Turner in goal. What was your first impression? I thought he done okay.
I said at half time I was a little bit unsure, even though it was his first game. But second half, I thought he really made some good saves. Saves you'd expect him to make.
Yeah.
But he handled it well. And like I say, I think the turning point was him kicking it long.
Yeah.
First half, we were trying to build from the back like most teams do these days. But being 2-0 down, he got the ball down, tried to hit the big guys up front, and ultimately we got a goal from it. So I think he did all right.
Make sure you look after him, like, you know what I mean, because he's an Arsenal man. Kenny, come in, like, yeah. What do you reckon of that, Kenny? Like, you're listen, between me and you, you're doom and gloom.
Of course,
right? You know what I mean. But so
we're
what
the
are you
biggest team
saying?
in the country, man. I'm not into this. So we had a great season last season. We didn't have a great season. We bottled the league.
This is this season now, new season, clean sheet. Right, what do you reckon today?
I thought it was a slog, I thought in the first half it was probably too comfortable. We went 2-0 up, and I thought in the second half, I thought we were trying to manage the game out with 45 minutes to go. You normally do that with 10 minutes, but I think that enabled Forest to get back in the game, and those substitutions they made actually got them back in the game. But when they started going more direct, I think that's when Forest got in the game. And I think in that second half, it showed that we had 3 new players.
Be honest. Was you worried at the end? Was you getting a little bit nervy?
No, not really, because I don't think they had enough quality in the end to get through us. And by making that substitution, bringing Gabriel on,
that was a good move from him. Should have been done 10 minutes earlier, but it was a good move.
It was a good substitution, and it made us more solid. And that to go even a bit more longer. When you go longer, that enables us to win the first header. We win the first header, we're fine.
Do you know, apparently last season, right, Timber played for Ajax, never got injured in one game. Like, for 40 minutes and he's injured playing for the Arsenal. It's unreal, isn't it?
Come on, like I said, teams in the Premiership,
yeah,
play
different.
Yeah, it's
a different
game. Very intense. You got to remember last week you played a very intense community shield as well.
So
well. 2 games in 2 weeks. We've had something on it. That's why we've got a big squad. You know what I mean? But it's sad that Kieran Tierney can't get a look in here because.
Well, I think that's him done now, Kenny.
Well, if he's not in the squad, he's done. Yeah. It seems like anyone but Kieran Tierney can play that left back. He can't even play wing back.
As they say, stick a fork in him. Tierney is done, ladies and gentlemen.
He's finished. But we'll be hearing an announcement when Raya gets in because I think Raya's been bought to take Ramsdale's place as well.
Ramsdale done okay today.
Doesn't matter.
Kenny.
I'm just being honest. Arteta wants players who can play at the back, and Raya does that better than Ramsdale.
So you're saying Raya comes in straight away?
100%, because that's the reason the manager's been trying to get him for 3 years.
Ruthless you are, Kenny.
No, I'm ruthless. We didn't win any. We haven't won anything for 4 years. I'm in the results business. I'm sorry.
Right, okay, I'll go along with that. Like, yeah, okay, no worries. Yeah, I'm in for it. I thought Ramsdale done okay.
Yeah, okay, it's not good enough for Arsenal.
Who's got here? Ah! Comes the old tactician man, like, how are we doing, sir? What do you rate of that today?
Nervy win. Very nervy win, Lee.
Very nervy win, like, But 2 quality goals, 2 wide players, fantastic. So what have we got to do to improve on that?
I think it's the first game of the season. I think we saw last week a template of a team he wants to play in the bigger games, and we saw him. The trouble is we just do not know what team he's going to pick. He's got so many different options, and I thought today he played like a party at right back, inverting into a 2. So because they have less possession, Forest, and they play very few successful passes in the opposition half. I think they've got the lowest numbers in the league. I think he wanted to be more on the ball, but when you get on the ball, you've got to have control. So the advantage of it is when you've got the extra man inverting into midfield, so you played like a 3 midfield a lot of times first half, only 3 at the back. When you're controlled in possession, you get a lot of the ball and you've got the opportunity to create chances. When you're playing that system and you had a situation in the second half where we dropped our intensity second half and Alanga came on, they exposed us in the wide area when we were playing Partey. He was a non-right back
Yeah,
in their
I
right
didn't
back
think that
position.
worked as a right back today.
No,
On the ball, it looked good, but we got exposed in the first
Yeah.
half. Gibbs White done it a few times, and in the second half, when they put it on us,
Yeah.
well, it was exposed, and it should have been altered a lot earlier than what it was.
Yeah, I think he always feels though. I thought I'd like to see Trossard come on a bit earlier. There's a good shout that Trossard should have started today, but he'll be vindicated by the fact that he played Eddie and Eddie scored,
Eddie
and Eddie
scored, yeah.
Eddie ran around and gave us a lot of energy. I just thought second half we dropped our intensity, and you always thought they were going to get a goal, come back into it, and I think he should have changed it earlier and maybe got Trossard on earlier, for example. The 2 brilliant goals today, Lee.
Yeah, I have to say that the first goal from Martinelli, the creativity opened it up. Second one from Saka. Oh
brilliant
my
goal, yeah.
God!
But I think overall it was a nervy win.
Nervy win.
But it's a 3
But
point.
it's a win.
It's a win, Lee. It's a win. That's all you can ask. Isn't it?
That's all you can ask for,
Yeah.
guys. That's it, So listen, it ain't great, but we've got the win. That's what matters. We're on the ball, 3 points. We go again at Crystal Palace next week. Take care. Look after yourself, guys.